Hey guys, I'm back. So I just wanted to talk to you because yesterday I didn't make the video yesterday, but I dropped the video yesterday regarding my border incident. I was summarily given a ticket of a very large amount, of which will not be paid. They will never see a dime of that money, and I'm going to explain to you why. First, I want to talk about these tests. These are the COVID-19 tests. These are given to me at the border. They're given to every traveler that comes across that's deemed non-essential. You're given 2 test kits. So she asked me if I wanted these, and I absolutely wanted these. Certainly not because I'm going to use them, but I wanted to open it up and look at it for myself because I've seen things on the internet, but I don't go by that stuff. I like to research stuff for myself. So this is my research, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what's in these tests and explain everything about these tests and explain if you have to take these tests and all this other stuff, because a lot of people have been inboxing me and contacting me and asking me all these questions, so I just try to answer everything now. Switch Health, that's the company that makes these tests. I couldn't find much about them at all on the internet, so this is their name. Supposedly they're started by a group of four young guys out of 4 young millennials, they said. There is one interesting fact. A lady named Rona Ambrose sits on a board of directors. She's a former politician, so these tests will certainly take her retirement a long way. She's probably going to have a boat and a helicopter after giving out all these tests. Well, I'm sorry, after I pay for all these tests and you pay for all these taxpayer-funded tests. She's going to have a great retirement. Okay, so this is what the test is. If we open this box, that's something they would definitely put into a centrifuge. You put the swab in there, and I guess they would spin it around. This, you get instructions in there, you get mailing addresses in there. This is a biohazard bag for the sickness that you didn't know you had, because you have to take a test to know that you're sick. Okay. This is the Purolator Courier sticker to put on this bag to send back your biohazard test so the government can tell you that you're sick. So, and there's one more thing that I found actually useful in this test, and that's this alcohol swab. I'm going to be keeping that because I can probably use that in my garage or something. I always need these, so I'm going to keep that part of the test. Now, like I said, they gave me 2 of these tests. So I have one here, and I have another one here. I won't be using either of those. I suppose they're waiting on me to send these in, or they're going to try to come and collect them. That won't happen either. So this is the swab, and this is interesting because I opened this swab, and I looked at it, and it's not a swab, I can tell you that. I'm going to leave some very close-up macro pictures of this swab in the comments below. So look at this. Uh-oh. I don't know how this camera works. What, do I go up? Oh, there it is. I'm not very good at this. Anyhow, you can't see it there, but I'm going to leave some comment. I'm going to leave it in the comment section. So this is a swab. It's pretty long. This thing will touch your brain. So they want you to put this in your nose. The instructions say, swab it around your nostril for 15 seconds. Go to the other nostril. Swab it there for 15 seconds. Take it out. Send it into them. So I want you to look at this packaging. I'm just telling you the facts here. You don't have to believe me. I just want to show you everything that's here. So it says right here, it's made in, you got it. This one's made in China. Jeez, I gotta try to focus this in. Why don't we make anything anymore? Now you can see these letters here. It says sterile and it says EO right here. I'm gonna try to focus in on that so you can, I'm gonna leave a picture of that in the comments too, so you don't have to believe me, I want you to see it. EO, this swab is coated in ethylene oxide. I'm not gonna tell you what ethylene oxide is. I want you to research it for yourself. Now, this is the interesting thing. Excuse me. When you come across the bridge or the tunnel, they want you to have one of these tests already taken. That's test number 1. When you get across the bridge, they want you to take another test. That's test number 2. And when you get home, they're saying 10 days later, they want you to take another test. That's test number 3. So almost within 1 week, you have given yourself a nasal brain swab of ethylene oxide 3 times. You see, it's never good enough to stop at 1. They don't want you to take 1 test. If you consent to any test, you're going to take 3 tests. Just so you know. Most of you probably didn't know that. Okay, so that's the test. You send it in. They send you the results back again. Like I said, you might be feeling good. Your body might be telling you you're all good. But it takes a test. It takes a test to show that you're not. It takes a test to prove that you are in fact sick. Now I want to tell you that if you're a U.S. citizen, you can be denied entry into the country for not taking this ethylene oxide test. If you are a Canadian citizen, you cannot be denied entry into the country for not taking the swab. They will scare you. They will tell you all kinds of things. They will threaten to fine you with a massive fine that's completely through the roof. And, you know, most people will get fearful and they will allow them to put the oxide swab up their nose. So I want to show you the reason why they can't do that. And they know their rights. Problem is, most people don't know their rights. So they will use your ignorance against you. So it says here that any qualified person, and this is, sorry, I'm reading from the Quarantine Act. This is the act that they're using, so you have to, you know, go by what they're using. So I want to read this. Any qualified person authorized by the minister may determine whether a traveler has a communicable disease or symptoms of one, use any screening technology authorized by the minister that does not involve the entry into the traveler's body or any instrument or other foreign body. Okay, I hope you got that. That's Quarantine Act 14.1. So it says clearly that this is illegal. But it's illegal for them to do to you, but it's not illegal for you to do to you. So what they try to do is they try to get you to administer this to yourself. And that's why I refused. Because I am not going to allow them to test me, and that's obvious. I'm not going to allow them to deny me entry, that was obvious. And I'm not going to volunteer myself to take a test. Sorry, 3 tests. And it just wasn't going to happen, period. Why? Because I knew this. I mean, I didn't have to use that, but I was, you know, that was the next step if she persisted further. But I think she recognized that when someone comes to the border, if she can put the fear of God in them or not. And if she can, then she will. And if she can't, then she'll cut you loose and give you your fine and tell you to go home and take these with you and send those in. And then they'll threaten you by calling your house and saying, well, you got to send us these or we're going to give you a fine. You already gave me a fine. But for you people that think you want to take one test in Detroit and then you want to come back and they're going to give you 2 of these, and if you think you're not going to send these in and you're not going to get fined, you could be wrong. they're going to come and get you and fine you too. Not because you see, this is the weird part, is they're not fining you for anything. They didn't give me a mask fine. They didn't give me any fine for anything. The only thing they gave me a fine for was for returning to Canada and refusing to take their test. Refusing to allow them to put this swab filled with ethylene oxide at my nose 3 times. To touch my brain barrier is not going to happen. So you have the Quarantine Act, and there is one more thing that was interesting as well that, here it is, if I can pull it up. My computer is, so I want to read from you, I don't know if this is going to pull it up. Anyhow, the Nuremberg Code, this was passed after the trials in Germany, and it kind of governs the globe to some degree, but you cannot be coerced to take part in any of this nonsense. So they can't use coercion or force or any other measures like that to force you to be involved with this. So I think I've pretty much hit every nail on the head. You can come back into the country and they're going to ask you to take these tests. If you want to take that test, you should take that test. I won't be taking any of these tests because I'm not sick. But if you want to, I support you 100%. I'll help you put the swab in your nose if you need me to. Just give me a call. I'll be right over. And if you need any test, I have 2 extra ones here that have not been used. Okay, actually, I told a story. I did use this swab, and I cut a hot dog in half, and I used it on a swab. On a hot dog. And I can tell you, I looked closely at that hot dog after I swabbed it, and these things that are not a cotton swab, they did come off on the hot dog. That's what I do know. Okay, so that's it. So for all you Canadians flying over there and driving back, you have 3 tests to take. For you Americans, well, I haven't researched that as much yet. But I did get something good out of it. 2 alcohol pads that I'm going to be keeping. So if you need a test, come over here and get it. Otherwise, I'm going to find a dog or maybe an orange or something. Maybe I'll send that in. Who knows? Okay, have a good day.